Yo, what's good, YouTube? What's up, PlayStation Nation? It's your boy Jay Barry, and I'm back with another video giving you greatness once again, which is the PlayStation Nation, which is the PlayStation 4. Matter of fact, which is PlayStation in general. PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, PSP, PS Vita. But yo, guys, I'm here to drop another video. I know you guys are getting tired of me right now. You already seen a video from me talking about PlayStation news, and you're like, damn, we don't want to hear from you no more, Jay Barbie. We don't want to hear from you no more. But guys, I have to say this because this video pretty much has been, that's on my mind for a little bit, because I feel like people don't have a clear understanding when it comes to, install base. You know what I mean? And the thing is, we look at the PS4, and then we look at the PS4 game sales, and we say, oh, this game is a flop because we have a $30 million console install base. You know what I mean? And I just feel like people are getting that message a little bit misconstrued, because I'm going to give you a little knowledge about install base and how it applies. You know what I mean? Because let's talk about cell phones for a second. You know what I mean? We have like, let's say iPhones, they sell what, 150 million iPhones per year. You know what I mean? That's a quite hefty install base. That's not even including the other people with the previous phones. You know what I mean? But it would drop an app, and that app would just, that app would be downloaded 5 million times, or it would be downloaded 8 million times, let's say 10 million times. And that would be considered a success, even if an app downloaded 1 million times, or if an app was bought 1 million times. That'll be considered a success with a phone with an install base like 150 million. You know what I mean? But nobody bats their eyes and say, oh, iPhone supporters are not downloading or buying their apps. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's saying that stuff. Only here on the console side, on the gaming side, where you hear things like that, and I be looking sometimes like, I be like, yo, is these people making any sense? Sometimes, like, you're not making no sense. You know what I mean? Take a CD, music. Let's go to music. Music, an album costs about $10 to $15. Sometimes a deluxe will be like $20. You know what I mean? And if that album sells 1 million copies, heck, if the album sells 500,000 copies, it's considered a success. And look at the price point of that CD. Is much cheaper, way cheaper than a game will cost. A game can cost, 50. A game costs from various prices, but I'm talking about full retail games. As far as what you see in the store, it's usually $60. You know what I mean? And for some reason, people have the mindset that if it sells 1 million or 2 million, it's not successful. And this is not just coming from one person, because I know a lot of people is gonna be like, "Oh, it's just Zobi saying that," and blah blah blah. No, it's not just Zobi. Because if it was Zobi just saying that, I would even make this video. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to just respond to this one person in particular. I like to just respond in a community kind of thing. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of people saying this stuff, and I'm like, yo, you're not making any sense. You know what I mean? Because music costs much cheaper, and if music sells 1 million, that's considered a success. You know what I'm saying? And the install base, how many people have MP3 players in this world? you know what I'm saying? How many people have a CD player or something that plays CDs in this world? You know what I mean? We're considered the peak. We're considering that aspect. That's just not one platform. You know what I mean? Where it's just Sony, or it's just Panasonic stuff, or it's just iPhones, or it's just, you know, whatever. That's just the overall grand scheme of things of those people owning those products that can buy music. You know what I mean? But let's slim it down to PlayStation for a second, because a lot of people use that argument of install base. Oh, PlayStation has over 30 million, so why can't this game sell over 1 million? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and don't get it twisted. There's a lot of games that I personally like, and a lot of games that I personally bought, or you know, I personally buy. And I look at the sales sometimes like, damn, I wish that could sell better. You know what I mean? And I do see people hype games up, and I do see people list the games and stuff like that, but they don't buy it. I do see it. So I'm not disagreeing with the overall argument of people need to buy like exclusives or stuff like that, because I'm 100% with that whole argument. You know what I mean? I do feel like people, you know, if you're a PlayStation gamer, you should buy the exclusives. You know what I'm saying? I agree 100% with that, but you can't use that install base argument to justify your argument. You know what I'm saying? To fit the agenda, because it's never gonna work. So, you know what I'm saying? It was a couple of months ago, probably like, yeah, a couple of months ago now, where I said that you guys can't use install base because it doesn't fit your argument. Because you're not hearing this argument when it comes to PS1. You're not hearing this argument when it comes to PS2. You're not even hearing this argument when it comes to PS3 most of the times. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna break this down. We're gonna analyze this, and we're gonna check this out, right? PS1. We know the PlayStation 1 has sold what, 100 million consoles worldwide. You know what I'm saying? And the highest selling game on the PS1 is Gran Turismo at 10 million sold. So if we're considering, oh, hey, you only did 10 million with $100 million install base, that's considered bad, right? Isn't that the same percentile of what you're saying? If a game sells 1 million, 2 million, 3 million on PlayStation 4 with 30 million install base, that's pretty much the same percent as far as 100 million install base to 10 million copies sold for this game. Is Gran Turismo considered a fail? You know what I'm saying? Then we have Final Fantasy 7 at 9 million. Nobody in their damn right mind is saying Final Fantasy 7 is a failure. You know what I mean? But if you apply the same argument that people use, you would say Final Fantasy 7 is a failure, because you have 100 million install base and the game only did 9 million. Gran Turismo 2, 9 million. Resident Evil, 9 million. Tekken, 8 million. Final Fantasy 8 million. Tomb Raider 2, 8 million. That also include PC sales though. Crash Bandicoot Warped, 7 million. Metal Gear Solid, 7 million. Tomb Raider, 7 million. Crash Bandicoot, 6 million. That's just a PS1. You know what I'm saying? And that's 100 million install base. Not 30, 100 million. Are those games considered failures according to your argument? Let's go to the PS2. An even larger install base. And a lot of the games that we considered as successful were here, as well as this list considered success. Using people's install base argument, it will be considered a failure. Even a game like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, that game sold 27 million copies compared to 150 million install base. Is that game considered a failure? Then we have Gran Turismo 3, 14 million. Gran Turismo 4, 11 million. Grand Theft Auto Vice City, 9 million. Grand Theft Auto 3, 7 million. Metal Gear Solid 2, 7 million. Final Fantasy X. Do you notice the pattern here that I'm saying too? These are all exclusives. Well, PlayStation gamers are not supporting their games. That's back then. Let's go a little further towards PS3. PS3 has what, 90 million install base, and here we have Grand Theft Auto 5 multiplat, 20 million. A lot of people bought the multiplat. A lot of people bought that. I bought that game. I wasn't crazy like everybody else with that game, but it was a good game. Then we have Gran Turismo 5, 11 million. The Last of Us, 7 million. Metal Gear Solid 4, 6 million. Those sales sound very familiar to the PS1 and PS3, but people are considering these games as failures. So you know what I'm saying? The Last of Us, I think Last of Us is like at 3 million or 4 million on PS4. You know, you have Bloodborne over 2 million. That was announced at TGS. There's a lot of games. Most of the PlayStation exclusives, the bigger ones, are over 2 million. And people are considering those are failures, are not successful due to the install base argument. That's what I'm saying. Can you really use that install base argument? You know what I mean? There's certain guidelines and there's certain milestones in gaming, in music, in movies, in books. You know what I mean? Where people consider certain things as successful. You know what I mean? But nobody, you can't really use that install based argument to quench that success that people are having when it comes to these games. You know what I'm saying? But yo, the PS4 is doing great. There's a lot of games, yes, I do agree with Zobion, where I feel like, yo, some of these games do need to get supported more, because yes, if you go on Twitter, you will see people saying these games. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not screenshotting, or I'm not retweeting or liking a tweet just because of the fun of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm 31 years old. I'm not no little kid where I'm just, hey, let me just like this just to like it. No, if I like it, if I hype it, I'm buying it. And when I get to it, I'll play it. I have a lot of games that I have to play. And when I get to it, I'm going to play it. Just like Tales of Zestiria, I bought that game day one. I'm getting around to Tales of Zestiria right now. Going to complete it this month. You know what I'm saying? But yo, let me know in the comment section your thoughts on what I'm talking about. Can you really use the install based argument for these PS gamers not supporting their console? Let me know in the comment section below. It's your boy Jay Barry. And I'm gone. Deuces.
You think a little armor will protect you?